Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Surayya Akmal, binti Mohamad. My matric numbers 122-11891. So I can talk about introduction. The history of Christian-Muslim relations spans over a millennium, beginning with the 7th century, with the expansion of Islam from the Arabic Peninsula. The Crusaders, a series religious wars initiated by European Christian to reclaim the Holy Land from Muslim rule, marked a significant period in Christian-Muslim relations. Despite conflict, there were periods of consistency and collaboration, particularly during the Islamic Golden Age, 8th until 14th centuries, where Muslims, Christians, and Jews lived in relative harmony. However, persecution and discrimination against religious minorities persists throughout history. The colonial period significant shift in power dynamics between Christian majority European nation and Muslim majority regions, leading to ongoing conflicts and tension, often involving religious dimensions. Today, Christian-Muslim relations are influenced by factors such as geopolitics, globalization, immigration, and religious extremism. Despite ongoing conflict, there are numerous examples of interfaith dialogue, cooperation, and effort towards reconciliation between Christian and Muslim communities worldwide.
The Christian Church, like the Islamic community, had its root in the Middle East. Its development began with the conversion of Roman Emperor Constantine in the 4th century, leading to close link between church and state. However, division within the church continued, resulting in the emergence of various Christian community. The Quran challenged Christian claim to possess the truth, causing enmity and hatred until the day of resurrection. The division between Eastern and Western Christian Church in the Roman Empire were influenced by the Latin-speaking Western half emphasis on law and redaction, while the Greek-speaking Eastern half focused on deification and Eucharist. The separation accelerated after the collapse of the Western half in 76 and was influenced by the Filioque clause, which influenced their attitude toward Islam. In the early centuries, the Christian Church faced division based on leadership and authority. Rome was the leading center, while Jerusalem, Ecbatana, and Alexandria were in the east. The papacy sometimes claimed supreme authority. The deepest split occurred in the east, focusing on Christology and arising from school and taught with the different emphases. In the 50th century, the Eastern Church faced division due to disagreement between Nestorius, Patriarch of Constantinople, and Monotheism, a view that stressed the divine nature of Christ at the expense of humanity. This led to the establishment of distinct monophysite church in Assyria and Egypt. Political factors such as the spread of the Christian Church outside the Roman Empire and resentment against central power also contribute to theological separatism. In the 60th century, Arabia was independent and not part of the Byzantine Empire or Sasanian Persian Empire. However, it was surrounded by this empire and their influence extended to certain region. The Christian Church was well established on the frontier of Arabia, with some Arab tribes accepting Christianity in the 4th century. Monophysite Christianity became dominant, including the Ghassanids, and the Christian Church in the region was somewhat removed from the mainstream of thought and practice. The Christian message spread among Arab tribes in the northeastern frontier of Arabia, bordering Iraq. The Lak tribe, a major rival of the Ghassanids, became affiliated with the Nestorian Church. Nestorianism also took a role in the southwestern corner of Yemen, where Christianity was established before the Islamic community. Christian influence in Arabia has been found in the fringe of the region, but its influence in central regions such as North and the Hijaz is difficult to access. While Christianity was present in the northwest and northeast, it did not significantly influence development in the heartlands of Arabia, where another religions first become preeminent.
Okay, next, the Islamic impact. Da'wah. Da'wah is the Arabic term for inviting others to Islam. It encompasses various forms for proselytism, including preaching, teaching, and engaging in dialogue with non-Muslims. Da'wah can take place through personal interactions, literal distribution, online outreach, and organized events. Global spread. Islam is a global religion with followers in diverse religions around the world, such as Islamic proselytism, has a global reach and impact, with effort to spread the message of Islam to non-Muslim communities in various countries. Islamic organization and missionary groups play a significant role in proselytism efforts. This group may focus on specific regions and communities, providing resources, education, and support to facilitate the conversion of non-Muslims to Islam. The Islamic impact. Media and technology. Similar to other religious groups, Muslims utilize modern media and technology. Similar to other religious groups, Muslims utilize modern media and technology for proselytism purpose. This includes websites, social media platforms, podcasts, and videos that promote Islamic teachings and invite non-Muslims to learn about and embrace Islam. Interfaith dialogue. Islam emphasizes the importance of dialogue and communication with people of other faiths. Interfaith dialogue initiative provides opportunities for Muslims to engage in respectful and constructive conversation with individuals from different religious backgrounds, potentially leading to greater understanding and acceptance of Islam. Culture as Hans, Islam's influence extends beyond religious teachings to encompass cultures and social norms. In some cases, the spread of Islamic culture and values may serve as a form of proselytism, as individuals are drawn to Islam through exposure to its traditions, art, literal, and way of life. Migration and diaspora communities. The migration of Muslim to non-Muslim majority countries has contributed to the spread of Islam through diaspora communities. These communities often engage in proselytism efforts within their host countries, sharing their faith with neighbors, colleagues, and friends.
The age of Christian-Muslim interaction. Having examined in some detail how some Muslims treated Christians who came under Muslim authority during the early years of Christian-Muslim interaction, it is important to keep in mind that not all Christians at the time were, of course, in such circumstances. Most notably, the Byzantine Empire continued to be a strong force despite losing over half of its territory, Syria and Egypt, to newly formed Muslim states. The border between the Byzantines and Caliphate quickly settled near the Taurus Mountains. However, there was still political and military rivalry, both on land and in the form of naval battles at sea. However, in addition to some of the military conflicts, it's crucial to keep in mind that more constructive cultural and intellectual exchanges also took place.
Middle-aged one, confrontation or interaction in the East Muslims' treatment of Christians. Second, in the East, there is a history of conflict between the two religions, such as the Crusades and the Islamic conquest of Christian territory. However, there are also periods of more harmonious interaction, such as the heyday of the Islamic Empire in Andalusia in Spain, where Islam, Christianity, and Judaism coexisted and contribute to each other in the fields of science, art, and culture. In the Middle Ages, the relationship between Muslims and Christians was often complex. Treatment provided by Muslims to Christians can include protection and mutually beneficial trade. However, as in the history of many interfaith relationships, there have also been causes of oppressions and discrimination against religious minorities, especially under more authoritarian governments.
The changing balance of power, mission and imperialism. Eastern Christians even considered doing any missionary work among Muslims when Islam first emerged. Regarding the Christians who end up living under Muslim control, this was partly because of their initial attitude, which was largely positive to the arrival of Islam, and partly because of the legal status that Islam took on as it grew more established. A notable development towards greater dialogue between the two communities has been one of the outcomes of the innovative thinking that Christians and Muslims have been doing since the 20th and 14th centuries. Dialogue which involves a greater philosophical sophistication, which has become easier with the growth of modern critical study of religion, and a greater willingness to listen as well as to assert, is rather different from both disputes and debates between Christians and Muslims.
New thinking in the 19th or 13th and 20th or 14th centuries. On 19th or 30th centuries have a 4-point, which is first, Enlightenment philosophy. The 19th century saw the continuation and expansion of Enlightenment ideas, including reason, individualism, and skepticism of traditional authority. Philosophers such as Immanuel Kant, John Stuart Mill, and Friedrich Nietzsche challenge conventional beliefs and contribute to the development of modern thought. Second, scientific advancements. The 19th century witnessed remarkable progress in the natural science, including the theories of evolution, Charles Darwin, and electromagnetism, James Clerk Maxwell. These discoveries reshaped understanding of the natural world and human origins. Third, industrialization and capitalism. The rise of industrialization and capitalism transformed societies, economies, and ways of life. Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels criticate the social inequalities and exploitation inherent in capitalist system, laying the groundwork for socialist and communist movements. And lastly, fourth, nationalism and identity. The 19th century saw the emergence of nationalist movements across Europe and beyond, fueled by aspiration for self-determination and cultural identity. Nationalist ideologies contribute to the reconfiguration of political boundaries and the rise of nation states. On 20 or 14th centuries, also have 4 points. And first, modernism and postmodernism. The 20th century saw the rise of modernist movements in art, literature, and architecture, characterized by experimentation, abstraction, and a break from traditional forms. Later in the center, postmodernism challenged the assumptions of modernism, emphasizing subjectivity, pluralism, and the reconstruction of grand narratives. Second, world wars and global conflict. The two world wars profoundly shaped the 20th century, leading to unprecedented levels of destruction, loss of life, and geopolitical realignments. These conflict challenges notions of progress, civilizations, and human nature, giving rise to new understanding of power, violence, and peace. Third, civil rights and social justice. The 20th century witnessed subjugation, struggles for civil rights and social justice, including movements for racial equality, women's rights, LGBTQ rights, and indigenous rights. Figures such as Martin Luther King, Nelson Mandela, and Gloria Steinem like efforts to challenge system, discrimination, and inequality. And lastly, technological revolution in the latter half of the 20th century saw rapid advancements in technology, including the development of computers, the internet, and telecommunications. Thus, innovation, demonetization, computation, transportation, and industry, thus reshaping global economies and societies.
Methodology. This study uses comprehensive research methods and discussion between leading philosophers to obtain deeper content and description. In addition, interview and analysis approaches are also carried out in order to obtain careful and comprehensive observation. This method is also very important for a student to deepen the knowledge following the availability to authentic references.
My opinion about this book: there have been times of rivalry, collaboration, communication, and influence from these two great world faiths. The historical background, significant occasion, theological disagreements, political dynamics, cultural exchange, and societal ramifications of the interaction between Christians and Muslims over the age of probably all covered in the book. Christian-Muslim relations have been shaped by a range of factors, including religious doctrines, political power struggles, territorial disputes, economic interests, social norms, and individual interactions. The history of these relations is not monolithic, but rather characterized by diversity and nuance. Scholars and historians have studied this topic extensively to understand the complexities of Christian-Muslim encounters and their impact on societies around the world.
Our conclusion: the history of Christian-Muslim relation is complex and multifaceted, spanning centuries and involving diverse interactions. Despite religious difference, Christian-Muslim interaction have facilitated cultural exchange, intellectual dialogue, and knowledge sharing. Colonialism has significantly impacted this relation, with European powers imposing political domination and cultural assimilation on Muslim-majority regions. Contemporary challenges include globalization, migration, religious extremism, and geopolitical conflict. Despite differences, Christian and Muslim share common values like social justice, compassion, and peace. Efforts to promote dialogue, empathy, and cooperation are essential for building a more peaceful and inclusive world.